Hello everyone, welcome to EduTap and also welcome to the government scheme sessions. Currently we are covering Ministry of Education. We have already covered Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, and we have also taken a revision session on that. So if you haven't attempted that, the link you can find in the description box below. And we are doing Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan today, as I told you in our last class also, in which we did about the Nishtha scheme, right? So that Nishtha scheme was a part of Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan, and that's why I told you that in next session we are going to cover this. And do mind that this is an umbrella scheme, all right? So that is why it is a very important scheme, always in news. It has a major part to play in Ministry of Education, and it is important for all the examination whatever you are preparing for, all right? So before moving ahead to our new audience, kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you can also join our Telegram channel to get the PDF of every lecture that we provide here on YouTube. Alright, and this is the reason why we are covering, because as I already told you, it is a very important scheme and it is always in news. In fact, on 29th November 2021, right, this is January 2022 going on, and still just 2 months back this was in news and nothing, just a brief information that what this scheme is all about, because that is what this particular scheme is. It is a umbrella scheme, very important. And let's start with it, the Ministry of Education, right? So we'll start with the basic things, and that is the launch year of this scheme, which is 2018. All right, so this scheme was launched in the year 2018, and it is a centrally sponsored scheme. So what is a centrally sponsored scheme? To the regular viewers, they know that sponsored schemes are those in which the funding, it is divided between the center and state, 60% of center and 40% of states in normal conditions. For northeast states, the ratio is between center and northeast, that is 90:10, and for UTs, that is Union Territories, it is 100% funded by the central government. All right. So next thing, because see here in this is a major scheme, a big scheme, right? That is why we have covered everything in detail. So study this accordingly, right? So we start with the aim, we'll study everything in detail. So the aim here is, that is to ensure what? The following points that we are going to study one by one across all levels of school education. First of all, the most important thing is all levels. See, whatever education ministry does, it started, or it always focused on the elementary section or elementary classes, right? That are the basics of 1 to 5. But now they have even included the secondary, so the secondary category, that is above that, that is the age group of 15 to 18 years. That group has also been included, as well as the pre-primary has also been included. All right, so that is why we are telling about all levels, whatever level, primary, secondary, pre-primary, everything. Universal access and retention. All right, universal access to what? To education, so that every person at every level, they have this right to get education. And the retention means continuity with the thing. Next is bridging the gap, to cut down the gap. Which gap? Gender gap, means focusing on child, female child, girl child also, as well as social category. So social category means bridging the gap between general category, and then we have SC, ST, minorities and all other. All right. Next is enhancing the learning levels of children. Now what is this learning level of children mean? So see, basically, there are two types of learning. One is the curriculum you study in your class, whatever syllabus has been provided, you are learning that. Second is your cognitive power, how much you can actually understand, how much actually you can retain according to your age. So that is what's learning level. Enhancing the learning level of children means enhancing that power of your brain, of your mind, to actually to analyze things, to critically think about stuff according to your age. That is what the learning level of children enhancing means. All right, so these were the aims. Now come to the objectives. So see, the objective, the first one is to provide a quality education and learning outcome of students. So this we have already covered in our Nishtha scheme. If you haven't watched it yet, the link it is in the description box below. So quality, to provide quality education. And how can you expect some outcome from children? When you teach the teachers, how to tackle with the students, right? So that is why we're talking about quality education and learning. So of course it is related to our Nishtha scheme that we have already covered, and that is for the teachers, training of teachers. Next is ensuring equity. Equity means equality, and inclusion means including all the people, all the children at all levels of school education. All right, because sometimes it happens because not every child in a class is brilliant, right? So but to take all while studying, while moving ahead, the teacher, they should include all the children, and that is what this inclusion at all levels mean. Next is ensuring minimum standards for schooling provision. So you must have heard or must have seen definitely some of the schools in your vicinity, or you must have heard of it, that that particular school, it is still 10th class only, not after that, not they don't have 11th 12th, right? Why? Because there are some minimum standards that should be there if you are opening a school, all right, or opening for higher education. So those minimum standards should be there, and this Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan takes care of that, because just bookish knowledge is not education, right? There are various aspects to it, and all that would be fulfilled when there are minimum standards maintained, all right? Next we have promoting vocationalization of education. Now what is this? See, basically that is to improve the skills that would help them to have employment, all right? So these vocalization of education means to providing them with skills that are really helpful in real life for the employment purpose. Next is support states in implementing of right of children to free and compulsory education, all right? That is our Act 2009. So this Act is of 2009, and it aims to provide education to children as a right, free also and compulsory also, because see, children, they cannot really take decisions on their own, right? They may not like to get taught, but it is the responsibility of the adults to let them have that opportunity, so that their future, it can be changed, right? Next is strengthening and upgradation of SCRT and DIET, right? We have already studied about this for the teacher training. So these institutes were to provide the teaching, right? And that is why they had Nishtha scheme, all right? And so that is one of the objective of Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan, of the strengthening of upgradation. Again, why so much relatable stuff of Nishtha scheme is in this? Because Nishtha scheme is a part of this. This Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan, it is an umbrella scheme. It comprises many of the schemes, and that we will look at the end of it. So now let's see what the target beneficiaries. So there are, see, two parts to this. One part is about individual schools, that if in a school, what should be the things that needs to be focused on, and next is a preference as a particular group, all right? So what would be who would be given preference? We'll look at first. We'll look at what are the special focus would be areas would be when in a school. So girls would be the focus area. Apart from that, children who belong to the minorities and transgender community, they would be taken care of, because they need more attention, right? Next is attention to urban deprived children, because it's not like that all the rural people are not economically well. There are many children who are deprived of the basic needs in the urban areas also. So that is why focus would be on that also. Next, children affected by periodic migration, means to keep on migrating from one state or one place to another, because their parents, they keep on shifting the job because of the nature of the job. Maybe they could be labor. So laborers would go wherever they find the employment opportunity, right? So they would be focused on. Next is children living in remote and scattered habitation. For example, remote means some interior place where there is not easily accessible with the urban areas, right? Next, these were the, now about the specific. Now we look at the preference. So that is educationally backward blocks. So we have different categories. We have states, then we have districts, right? We have then blocks, wards, right? So these are the different categories. So wherever such places, such blocks which are educationally backward, they would be given preference. The next is special focus districts, all right? So these are some districts are specially focused. These are those wherein the SC population is much, or some minority ST population is more than the general population. Those are the special focus districts. So these would be given preference. Next is the border areas, whoever we share borders with the neighboring countries, right? So those areas will be given focus. Next is left wing affected districts. So what are these left wing affected districts? These are those districts where this Naxalism extremism is quite much. So in those areas, those are known as the left wing affected areas, and those will be taken care of. Next is aspirational district. I've already told you these are some of the districts which need more attention than the rest for the development, and that is why they have been identified by Niti Aayog and named as aspirational districts, and they will be given preference. They are the target beneficiaries we are talking about. So these will be given preference. And then special focus districts, all right. So I guess I've written this twice, but I hope you understand the concept, right? So wherever the population of minority, it is more, that is a special focus district. Now these are the target beneficiaries. Now look at the key features. See, these key features are very important. There are many important things. So we will cover every of the key feature one by one, all right. So herein you can at once go through with all the key features, but one by one if we look at this, so the first key feature, it is the holistic approach. Holistic means overall, all right. So the first is, this is a single scheme for the school education sector from 1st to 12th. So because see, if you run many schemes for many levels, that would be quite confusing, right? And it would create a lot of chaos. That is why it is just one single scheme that focuses on everything, right? Even the secondary stage as well, not only the elementary but pre-primary also, and of course for secondary also. And herein, that is one thing, that inclusion, this is the main thing, inclusion of senior secondary levels also, and in fact preschool also, right? So this is a key feature we are talking about, that we already understand. Next is administrative reforms. So what are these? So flexibility to states. In fact, when we were studying about Nishtha scheme also, we have seen that central government has given this liberty to the states to design their curriculum, right? So similarly, they have given flexibility. If we talk about administrative, who runs the administration? The school department only, right? Teachers. So that is why it has given flexibility to states to prioritize that whatever under the scheme we are looking at so many aspects to it, right? So it is the flexibility to the states that they can choose, they can prioritize any of the aspect than the rest. Next is enhanced funding for education. So in fact the funding, it has also been enhanced. So that is the learning outcome, all right, and quality improvement can be made. So there are allocation of grants. So we have said that yes, now they have increased the funding. So increase the funding for what thing? For the learning outcomes, and that is by the Nishtha scheme, by training the teachers. Next is focus on digital education. Again, we are studying about the key features. So under this focus on digital education, what will be done? Operation Digital Board in all secondary schools over a period of 5 years. So what does it mean? See, in the secondary schools, means some higher level, what happens if you're studying something? For example, you're studying atoms, right? About atoms or nucleus or something scientific about car engines, right? So wouldn't it be better if you had a proper demonstration animation regarding that, right? So that is why in secondary school specifically, the aim, it is to operationalize the digital boards so that they have better understanding of the concepts. Next is, there are many digital initiatives that have been taken, and you should remember these are the digital initiatives. For example, Shala Kosh, Shagun, Shala Sarthi, these are some of the digital initiatives, and these are, for example, Shala Kosh, it is for to make the administration much better, and there are these are the different portals that have been launched by the central government, and that is to connect the different educational departments, means school over here, with the NGOs. There are in different portals, there are different conditions. They can link to NGOs, they can link to different government schools, right? So all these things, so basically to unify them in a single portal, these initiatives have been made. Next is Diksha, we have already studied, right, in the Nishtha scheme. And then Sabko Shiksha Achhi Shiksha, this is the enhanced use of technology. So what is the use of everything if there is no, if the children, the parents, they don't know how to use these technologies, right? So herein enhanced use of technology would also be done. They would be taught, they would be made familiar with the technology so that they can take benefit of these things, right? And improve access. Of course, what's the use of teaching technology if the children does not have any access to it, right? So that would be taken care of, and to provide the quality education, which is Sabko Shiksha Achhi Shiksha. So that is for the digitalization, all right? So that is one of the important feature. Next is the strengthening of schools. Now in strengthening of schools, composite school grant increase. So the funding, it has been increased, all right? Next is specific provision for Swachh activities, support Swachh Vidyalaya. So such activities has been introduced so that there would be a competition type thing, so that even all the schools, they take care of the sanitary side of the school, right, and they promote this Swachh Vidyalaya. Next is improve the quality of infrastructure. All right, so that is for the strengthening of schools. These steps will be taken care under this particular scheme. Next is focus on education of girls. So empowerment of girls will be taken care, as we have already discussed in our aim and objective also, that is to bridge the gap between the two genders, right? Two genders, male female, but then transgender is also there, so don't get agitated in the comment section, right? So that is the empowerment of girls. Next is self-defense training for girls would be taken care from upper primary to higher secondary, not just pre-prime. From pre-primary they would start training, but from the upper primary. All right. Next is enhanced committee to Beti Bachao Beti Padhao, that we already know, that is to protect girl child, and I have also made one video on this, and I'll incorporate the link in the description box. So if you haven't watched this the scheme video yet, you can watch it. All right, that is Beti Bachao Beti Padhao. Next is focus on inclusion. Inclusion means including everybody. So that is to allocation of uniform textbook under RTE Act. All right, and per child per annum. So basically what happens, much of the children, they hesitate to go to school because they don't have uniform, because their parents can't afford it. So here in the government, they would allow, they would help them to get uniform. So government will give them uniform and also the textbooks, so that they don't feel this embarrassment. Next is energized textbook. So now what is this? This is an interesting concept. Energized textbooks, these are those textbooks in which from in every topic or maybe some specific topics, QR code will be there, so that if the child, he wants to look at the animation, or he wants to study more about it in detail in a video form, he can just scan the QR code and then he can watch it from to wherever that portal would lead to, right? So that is the energized textbook mean, and the government, it wants to include this to the textbook that is being provided in the government schools. Next is allocation for children with special needs. Alright, so some these special needs have been increased, the funding has been increased from 3,000 to 3,500, and for girl child with special need, this per month has been now the stipend for girls is rupees 200. Alright, and lastly, Sabko Shiksha Achhi Shiksha, that is the commitment under inclusion, means Sabko Shiksha. Alright, so that is for the inclusion only, that we can understand, because inclusion means including everybody. Next are some important other features, that is focus on key skill development. So that is vocational skill, we have already seen, and that would be taken care in upper primary level. All right, from the upper primary level, and that is Kaushal Vikas only. Kaushal in itself, it means skill, and Vikas means development. So basically, to achieve the same from upper primary level, vocational skills will be given. Focus on sports, so that would become an integral part of the curriculum, and on regional balance. So what would be done? This promotion would be done. We have already looked at the preference, right? Preference also. So preference will be given to that. We have already studied educationally backward blocks. All right, special focus. All right, then we have border areas. This was left wing areas and aspirational districts. Now see, these three are, I've already told you, this is an umbrella scheme, Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan. So therein we have three schemes that merge together, that come together, and they focus on the aim of this particular scheme, which is Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan. So in this we have three. One is Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan. Sarva means to all right. So that is basically for the primary level basically. So Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, Rashtriya Madhyamik Shiksha Abhiyan, that is for the upper, the secondary education, that is to provide the secondary education, and this is centrally sponsored scheme on teacher education, that is TE, and that we have already covered, that is our Nishtha scheme. Again, the link, it is in the description box. So now I guess you have understood all about this particular scheme, that is Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan. This we have already covered, the link you can find, and this too I will cover in the next session, so that we have this holistic, we have covered this Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan as a whole, and these are very important schemes. So in next one I'll cover these two. All right, so that is all for in this lecture, and for revision that would again take 15 minutes, because that's a quite one. So short revision could be the 2018, it was launched, it is centrally sponsored, and all the features we have already studied in detail, that is for Sabko Shiksha, right? Achhi Shiksha. So here in this, So herein the homework it is, what is Pratham portal. So this is, we are studying about Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan only, right? Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan. So herein you have to tell what is Pratham portal. So this is a portal, this is a kind of, you can say, NGO, that is government NGO. So what is this? You should know, that is your homework, and that is all for today. And these are the toppers of the last class. So exam fever, welcome. I am glad you are enjoying the sessions. And Anonymous said the right answer. I asked you what is the full form of Diksha. It could be asked, you don't know, right? So that is digital infrastructure for knowledge sharing. Biswanath said the correct answer, very good. Kiran said the correct answer, very good. And Kiran, Biswanath, they regular students who give the answers, or the maximum time they have given the answer. So Navjot said the correct answer for full form of Diksha. And then we have Sanket. You can get the PDF from the Telegram channel, and the link is, it is in the description box below. And I don't think you would have to make some separate notes for it. That's your choice then, right? And then Janani said the correct answer, very good. She also replies. And Augustine is being consistent for quite a long time, very good. Rohit, welcome. And Abhishek has also said the correct answer, very good. All right, so these were the toppers, and thank you very much. If you have any queries, you can comment down below, and we'll meet again in next session with 2 of the schemes we'll cover in the next session. All right, so until then, all the very best for your examination. Thank you.